Hello and welcome to episode 6 of our Humanity First playthrough here. Last episode we have specified, stabilized India to a certain degree, and we are going to continue this. And also we are preparing for the Great Nations global tech, and then from there we go into the India project, which is the Akhand Bharat. Akhand, probably. Something like this. And then into the Greater India project afterwards. So for now, this is going to be our main focus here. The other global techs are not contested by the AI currently. So quantum computing is unlocked. Let's see if they maybe invest there. But the things we want to get very quickly now is Great Nations, and then also transnational coordination here for plus 40. Why this? Yeah, because we have to break into the Southeast Asian Alliance as well to then transfer these two territories to India when we got the claims. The other stuff like Kathmandu here and Bhutan we are going to just conquer when we can. So actually we are going to... Wait a second, is the +8 orc still available? No, it's gone again. Yeah, it showed up once again. Yeah. So we can actually... we should check. This is resistance, this is protectorate. So we can... And this one is Nepal here. And then protectorate, we do Bhutan as a rivalry. And also we should get Afghanistan here, which is unaligned. We also pick as a rivalry. And now we are running out of influence already, but we also want Sri Lanka, which however is allied to Indonesia, so that's something we have to solve beforehand. But that's all possible. So that was in Academy. There we go. And then we also have the Maldives in the hands of the servants here. And I think that's it for the moment. So the other projects we have to investigate when we get closer to them. Like what we might also add to India here afterwards in the Greater India project. But yeah, so we are going to push this forward. We are going to continue stabilizing India here. We have to. I've been thinking about that between episodes. We actually have to push down inequality further because we are going to merge two massive countries into it. These two here. So that's going to push us to 2.2. Roughly 2.3 billion people already. So that's going to be costly on our cohesion, which is already terrible. So we really need to push down inequality down so that this one can therefore push our cohesion up, because it's minus 6.7 from inequality already. And yeah, so this is not gonna be easy. We also want to get more score from democracy, but that's also a very slow process here. And also we are lacking GDP. It's going down from the climate change. Also nothing we can change quickly, but we have to do our best here. All right, so let's continue here and see how quickly we can make all of this work. Well, it's November. We have finished pherocytes, where pheromone is a chemical that can influence the recipient's behavior. Our investigation of this so-called pherocyte reveals that it is an actual living cell. The distinction is that the pheromones effect wears off relatively quickly, whereas pherocytes are capable of reproducing in the recipient's body, thereby extending the effect for significantly longer. When cross-reference fMRI scans with electroencephalographic data, I have no clue if I pronounced that correct, we find that an awake subject brain exhibits an abnormally high level of theta waves. These are normally only present during REM sleep or deep hypnosis, and when ascopia is seen in a pherocyte affected subject, will make them unusually suggestible.
Take a look at this, Colonel. We're beginning to understand how they control their foot soldiers.
So well, for good or bad, we've got our answer. Our biologists are 99% sure that these pherocytes are how the Hydras are able to control their victims. The particles enter the system via the respiratory system or mucous membranes and make their way to the brain. Once there, they effectively grant the Hydras complete mental control over the target. There doesn't seem to be any limit to it. Even suicidally dangerous orders will be carried out without hesitation. All a Hydra needs is time. It can press gang an army of fanatical loyal slaves. It's what the even crazy warlord and tin pot dictator in history has dreamed of. Soldiers that can't disobey. And the Hydras can make them just by breathing. The good news is that the pherocyte can be stopped. Standard mob gear provides complete protection, and even a basic gas mask will work in a pinch. The bad news is that once the pherocytes are in your system, we've got no way to get them out. They lose effectiveness over time, but given that the Hydras will be constantly topping up the pherocyte levels on their slaves, that doesn't help much. Our research teams say they have learned all they can from the body. If we want to find out more, we will need a live subject. So now we are going to hunt one. So we need containment. But the question is now, what do we research in between? It's less damage. Really interesting. We could go for mining stuff, or we get the operation center out of the way. On the other hand, we do have a social engineering, a social science project ongoing, so not sure if I want that. Maybe we just do high thrust probes here for the moment. In January, we are going to get Akhand Bharat. So we are getting close there. And we are preparing to break into the Southeast Asian Alliance here. It's currently allied with the EU and Britain, so an invasion is not an option here, even if we want to. And meanwhile, we push up science further. We are at 1.9k now, and we are trying to fix our cohesion further. Well, how to say this? The aliens came to Mars and destroyed our station in orbit of Mars. That's not cool. So it's possible that the wizards did not expect humanity to leave the confines of our homeworld. It is equally possible that a rapid technological advancement is something they have encountered before, in battles fought against other species from the other world, and they were entirely prepared for this eventuality. Whichever might prove to be true, the outcome is the same. They are clearly angered by humanity's presence in space and have struck accordingly. Life beyond the bottom of Earth is a fragile, hard-won thing, and thus the alien assault has a tragic, devastating consequence. Some feel this proves that Earth cannot possibly hope to oppose these aliens. Others interpret it instead as proof that humanity cannot thrive as long as these extraterrestrials remain within our solar system. For now, only one thing is certain. No human target is beyond their reach. So now I just hope that they... Wait a second, why do we have an energy problem here? What? What did I do wrong here? I must have miscalculated something. So we do have... Okay, I guess I have to put a solar array here. Yeah, now let's hope that they don't take out our mining bases on Mars. That would be unfortunate. So we just lost our space station, so that's okay, I guess. But still, that's it's really annoying. So meanwhile, we are eyeing on
offering support.
The UNESCO here. Prepared that already. Here we go. UNESCO will give us plus 3% knowledge and 2 persuasion. That doesn't really matter, but 3% knowledge is what I want. Here we go. And let's see. Let's wait for the tick to end. And then I can investigate where we currently are.
We are winning their hearts and minds.
With the social engineering, social science. What?
Things are cooling off.
What? Advanced superconductors? Do I really want to push this? Let them. So we're probably, yeah, we're a little bit over at orcs, 52%, so we can get rid of something. I'm going to find it, rare, and then gonna remove it. But in February, no, in January even, we are going to get Akhand Bharat, and then we are going to unify here. So let's get there. Well, we have reached January. Our India project is done, and we can do the first unification here with Bangladesh, and then we have to take the other things here from in Pakistan, I guess, before we can do the unification here. There's also a new mechanic here. So request the nation transfer a non-capital, non-hostile region with a claim to its nation's control. Rivals must be able to improve relation to use. This will end any rivalry between the two nations, trigger a cooldown for the two nations to improve their relations again. Requires both nations to have consolidated executive control. I mean, we can try this. If we get Lhasa here, would be fun. Oh no. Okay. Something we need to stop eventually, but let's see what happens.
Offering counsel.
So we're going to unify and demand this one. Let's see if that works. We could also try to get the stuff from the South Asian Alliance by demanding, but I don't think that will work as I wanted.
Complete.
So let's start with the demand claim. Okay, 0% chance. I mean, will end any rivalry between the two nations, trigger a cooldown for the two nations to improve their relations again. I guess this is nothing we are going to do. So we are going to unify with Bangladesh. Let's see how that works. There we go. That worked nicely. That of course lost us quite some stuff here, but everything is still pretty fine. So now the question is, what do we
Policy
do?
direction complete.
Demand here. Or we go after Afghanistan now. I mean, we can try it. I don't know how the chances should work, because why would a rival at any point agree to this? And maybe if they are really small though. Okay, so maybe that's has a size component. In this case, we go to war with Afghanistan to go or get our claim here. So go there. We send everything there. What we have. Whatever we got, wherever we got it. Because it's around 100 million people there, so that might cause issues else. What's that? Oh, Gulf Union. What are you doing here? Ah, you're still on our control, indirectly at least. Interesting. So yeah, we are doing this. This freed up quite some points, so we can now consider what to do. Because this will take time to unify all of this. Yeah, this will take time. And now the question is, where do we spend the next points? I mean, we could try to break the whole of Southeast Asia. It's a nice secondary country as well. But I'm not sure we want to. I think instead we are going to prepare to go into somewhere here in Africa. Or actually we just take the Gulf states back here. The crackdown will end in April, so that's just a few months from now. And that would be something, we get some mission control from there. But of course we also ruined this one pretty hard. I mean, we can like do something here about it. Like this. Yeah, so we are going to just try this. Hope this works eventually, and then Then we have to see. We have to actually get rid of these alliances here. So that's a problem. All of them are allied to someone. And then we can see what else we can do here. Well, we have researched Hydra containment. Our architects have devised an alien containment facility that is disarmingly simple but highly effective in its design. Essentially, 2 concentric circles are placed at the precise center of a large triangle. The inner detainment chamber utilizes the multi-stage particulate absorbent filtration system to protect against pherocyte release, so that we may safely monitor the entity from the outer circle. Each corner of the triangle houses a heavily armed guard post. The equal distance between ensuring each that in the unlikely event that the captive escaped, then slew or turned personnel with one of them, the other 2 can respond simultaneously. So now,
we're ready to cage the demon, Colonel.
yeah, we have set up a facility that our Akhand claim will hold a Hydra safely contained. Filtration system block parasites and reinforced bars should be impervious to any attempt at a breakout. We have also installed anti-personnel mines within the cell, and I'm keeping hold of the detonator just in case. So now we have to find one and then detain him. Until then, we have to decide what to do. And for example, maximum effort would be nice to get. But for example, global listening network here +1 investigation for finding an alien. That's a good idea. Also, self-driving vehicles almost done, which is going to get us a much needed economy boost. And Greater India is slowly proceeding now. The good thing here is we do have 100% speed base from our orcs and habs, and then we have 109% from our project, so we do research at 200% bonus, which is really a lot. And now we are going to take over the last control
We're winning
point
their hearts and minds.
in Pakistan, and hopefully we can merge afterwards. And afterwards we are going to actually take over the whole of the Southeast Asian Alliance, which should be useful here. I think we should get these kind of things out of the way just so that we have them. And let's see.
We've removed some threats.
There we are. And now, theoretically, I don't see a unify here. Do we really have to conquer them? How does it work? I mean, these are hostile claims, something like this, so I'm not sure how it exactly works. If annexed, this region will be hostile because of the nature of this nation's claim on it. Or this region's nation previously broke away. So we cannot... Is that really the case? So we cannot peacefully integrate this? That would be annoying. I mean, I take the hostile claims, but I really can't unify here. The Federation. Okay, I have to read about this, but if we have to invade, that's fine as well. Just a bit disappointing because then we could have already been finished. And how does it work with the hostile claims? We already have one here in Kabul. So... 7 of 200. Okay. Well, that's okay. 200 is not a lot. And welfare removes the colony status, and unity I would also pay into this one. So unity and government both pay into removing hostile claims. The annoying part here now is that we would get a lot of hostile claims here. So there really isn't a thing that we can...
Where do you need me?
Okay, we do have a 1% chance now. I think we're going to take a risk here. 32.
Targeting the center of power.
And we should still see if we can get some more investigation going. So first of all, we take the admin here. And then we have to see if there's something we can take with investigation. No. But we still have someone else with investigation. This guy here. He has +2 here. So remove this one and then we transfer it to the spy. So we need to free up. What? Is she only at 24 now? We just took an admin. I'm confused. Councillors. This attribute may not exceed 20 before this councillor. Why? Why can we not get over 20? Why can we not get to 25? Is there something we have here as a skill? As a trait? I'm confused. Unmodified stat value is 15. The orcs provide 14, so we are already at 29. Is he so old that's why he can't? That would be weird, I never had that. But this means that if this is already 29, we can actually remove something like this one here, unequip. So now we are at 26, so there's... Can almost take this one now. Which means we are going to temporarily remove this one. Then... There's something else as well here. A lot of interesting stuff here though. We take this one. That means I shouldn't have taken admin here. I've taken the investigation as skill reward. Does anyone else have investigation? No, it's only this one. So that's all we can do. Sadly. But well, there we do have at least a little bit of this. So we are already at 3% now. 18%. Yeah, maybe we take it like this.
Tracking
With
down.
the additional public
Your
opinion
orders?
here.
At
And
your
we
service.
can still use him.
What's the op?
Ready to go.
And we can investigate it for
Making our
once.
case.
And
Where to?
yeah. So we are going to do this and continue. And I have to read about the hostile claims. So apparently my guess is that we cannot peacefully annex here. So we actually have to conquer, which means we have to throw them out of the... We have to throw them out of the Federation, which costs us time, which is super annoying. But yeah, happens. And here, what else can we demand? Claim Lhasa. It's only Lhasa. We could rival this one here, but I think we want to rather unify here, right? So one last check. So the capital here is in Bangkok. Do we get the claim on Bangkok from Greater India? Yes, we do. Which means we want to take over executive. We make alliance, we make a federation, then we unify. But this also means that we are going to use the Southeast Asian Alliance here to integrate Indonesia into it. For which we can use the help of Indian armies and navies. So that's a lot of population we could integrate here. The big problem is the unification cohesion problem. So this would go terrible probably. And we could go with a demand if we own both. Trigger requires both nations. And so we would drop out of rivalry, and we only can transfer one. Yes, so we have to try the unification path here with the Southeast Asian Alliance, but we should expect that we cannot take all of these provinces over to India here. That will not be possible. Which is annoying, but that's a reality we have to survive with. So yeah, leave a like. Oh, wait a second. I think we can continue here, right? This is way too short for the next episode. So yeah, I'm going to jump forward a bit and solve the Pakistan question, but I probably want to sleep over this one and read carefully before I do something. So I'm gonna continue later. Well, we have progressed into 2076, so we are already around 6 years into the new campaign. And well, we are basically now facing the following problem. Now, I've read about the hostile claim mechanic, which is new, and whenever you annex something militarily, you get hostile claims. So we had to attack Pakistan here and take it by force because we could not peacefully unite with it. That's sadly how it works now. And we do have therefore inherited 4 hostile claims here, which really don't like to be in our country. Understandable. And now we have to, with our priorities, invest 200 points per hostile claim to make this peaceful again. And we already 100 points into the next one. We already invested 200 to make Afghanistan friendly. And yeah, this is going to cost us a lot of government points, but we do need them anyway because we want to get to 10 government score at the end anyway. So I think this is okay-ish on the path like this. But we are, for example, are going to hold back with annexations of, for example, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, and the Maldives here. Instead, I'm preparing what will be the next steps. The Greater India project here, that's actually quite new, will get us a lot of claims. And it will give us claims on the whole Southeast Asian peninsula, more or less. So we are going to get claims on all here, and we are going to get claims on all of Indonesia. So this opens, of course, the question, okay, do we really want to do the Greater Australasia project? But I already decided against it because Australia here only has like 37 million people. Even if you include the 5 million from New Zealand, that's not worth it compared to the total that we are aiming for. So instead, I mean, I could still do it if I want to, but not right now. Instead, we are going to finish taking over the Southeast Asian Alliance. We already allied this one, and we went into a federation with India. Now we have to wait for the cooldown to expire here, which is going to be in August of this year, and then we can unite them peacefully when the project has finished here. And we can push this up as soon as we need it. Now, the next federation we are going to work on is the Indonesian Federation here. So we want to get into this one here and take over the executive here as well. We do have the points for this, because then we can also fold the whole part into India, which is another 300 million people. And we could still consider expanding into the smaller bits which are missing, like Malaysia here, which we don't own yet. So I'm not sure. We would need to conquer it though. Alternatively, we would need to peacefully merge it. I'm not sure how realistic that is if the AI doesn't try to break us there. So that's a big question that we didn't solve yet, but in the end we are going to fold most of this peacefully into India. So we are already at 2.46 billion people. And with the Southeast Asian Alliance, 365. And then the Indonesian unification, we get another 319. So that's in total roughly 700. So that would put us at 3 billion of the 10 billion people on Earth. That's quite a lot. And yeah, so that's our goal, more or less, with the project that we're getting here. Meanwhile, we have pushed into research stations here. So for example, we do now have the tier 2 stations here, research centers. I'm still constructing some of them, and we still have one station which isn't specialized yet. But for example, the Xeno station here is still under construction. I also made a mirror station, so we are testing out the new solar mirrors here. That's going to be quite interesting because we have to get to tier 2 here as well. And then we can probably save up some of the solar arrays here, free up some space, and therefore be more efficient here. However, we still have to keep an eye on our mission control. I don't want to go over 30. We saw what happened last time. They went after us immediately. So we have to be very, very careful, you know. Science-wise, we are up to 4.7 baseline. With the advanced missions, we are significantly higher. We still have a little bit of unrest problems, and the biggest problem we face is the cohesion problem, because we are getting minus 2.3 from the hostile claims for Pakistan. So we really have to remove those regions as hostile, and then the cohesion can finally go up. That's also the reason why we want to peacefully merge these two here. And that's why I started working on that, making public campaigns here.
Ready.
And for example, we are going to send Sam also here, just to get us the stuff.
We must persuade the people.
And
Where to?
yeah. And meanwhile, we are pacifying this one. We still have to
Standing by
take the
for
last
orders.
point here, but we are not in a hurry. Currently, we are pacifying the rest of India here, which has increased in unrest as well, because we also get bonus unrest from the hostile claims here. So that's of course a problem. But yeah, slowly but surely we are progressing. By the way, we have a negative income here. So what we are aiming for is actually the farms and agriculture complexes, so that we can reduce our upkeeps in water and volatiles in our stations that we got. That's something we are aiming for, and we also aim for the nanofactories to get more economy bonuses on Earth going and some positive income, which we are currently lacking like crazy. So that's the things for the next episode. And also we are going to get alien computers and exotic materials. So some stuff is going to progress, and quantum encryption is also ongoing, which will get us the 6th agent. So fun. It's definitely progressing quickly now, and science will probably shoot up through the roof now when we continue properly building up India here. So leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next episode.